Absence is not a gap. It is an instrument. When you learn to play it, rooms rearrange around you, and people measure their steps by your rhythm. Most women are taught to fight absence with presence. Answer fast, show up more, over-explain, prove you care. Yet attention that never rests becomes wallpaper, and wallpaper is invisible even in the brightest palace. The truth is simple and ruthless. Presence earns notice. Absence earns value. The woman who appears constantly becomes expected. The woman who appears selectively becomes unforgettable. Why does this work? Human attention is drawn to rarity and contrast. A star is admired because most of the sky is dark. A violin solo stuns because the orchestra goes silent first. When you remove yourself on purpose, you cast a shadow that gives your outline weight. There is a difference between absence by neglect and absence by design. Neglect is laziness. Design is strategy. One erodes trust. The other builds magnetism. Design begins with timing. Leave when the energy peaks, not when it dips. Go home while the laugh still echoes. End the call while you still have more to say. Step back while their curiosity is rising, not after it has died. The mind remembers a door that closed too soon, not a door that stayed open until the hallway went cold. Design continues with purpose. Do not vanish into scrolling and call it mystery. Vanish into a life that refuels you. Read, train, study, building. When your absence has texture, your return carries the scent of worlds no one else has seen. Old money women mastered this long ago. Letters were answered in their own time. Invitations declined without apology. Appearances measured, never frantic. Their schedule implied a private empire, gardens to walk, languages to practice, a salon to host, a household to direct. The message was constant. My days are spoken for. Access is granted, not seized. Absence also clarifies character. Watch who respects your cadence and who demands your compliance. The first type belongs in your orbit. The second disqualifies himself. Entitlement hates the boundary of distance. Respect honors it and leans forward. You might ask, how long should I be absent? The answer is a rhythm, not a rule. Hours for small requests. A day for choices that touch your future. A weekend for proposals that define your direction. Measure by gravity, not by habit. Remember, absence is a frame, not a retreat. You are not hiding. You are refining. You are choosing the moments when your energy lands with precision. Think of a queen who speaks rarely. Each sentence is weighted, quoted, repeated. Because what is scarce is studied. This is not a romance trick. It is a life policy. In work, absence from low-value chatter protects deep output. In friendships, brief retreats keep affection fresh. In negotiation, saying you will reply tomorrow turns a scramble into a proposal worthy of your time. Everywhere the law is the same. Pauses raise price. There is danger, of course. Withdraw too far and you grow cold. Withdraw too long and the thread snaps. Absence works only when the other end is tied to substance. Your skill, your standards, your beauty of mind, your distinct taste. Without that, distance is only distance. So you build the substance first. You craft rituals that charge your presence even while you are away. Morning reading, afternoon training, evening reflection, a weekly evening with no messages, a monthly day alone with your own plans, private joys that thicken your aura so that when you return, eyes feel the difference before you speak. Consider a story. A woman attends a small dinner. She is warm, engaged, and she leaves before the last toast. The next morning, invitations multiply, not because she said more than others, but because she exited at the crest. Her absence becomes a conversation. Where did she go? What does she do? Absence turns curiosity into a chorus. Curiosity is not manipulation. Curiosity is permission for the imagination to work on your behalf. When imagination turns toward you, it polishes your edges, it edits your flaws, it fills the unknown with brilliance. That is the secret everyone forgets. Explanation flattens mystique. Absence sculpts it. You will feel guilt the first times you practice. You will wonder if you seem rude. You will worry that people will forget you. That is conditioning talking. Conditioning trains women to be permanently reachable so they can be permanently controlled. You are stepping out of that training. The panic fades. The power remains. A simple habit makes the difference. Before you answer, ask whether your immediate response will raise your price or reduce it. If it reduces it, wait. If it raises it, reply with clarity and end the exchange cleanly. Brevity is the twin of absence. They turn each other into gold. Practice absence with grace, return with purpose, and let curiosity carry your name through every room and hall. Absence is a lever, but you must learn when to pull, how far, and how often. I respond during set windows. I do not negotiate by message after dark. I do not accept same-day requests unless they meet my priorities. Next, practice micropauses. 10 minutes before any reply that could bind your time, spend those minutes breathing, rereading, and checking your calendar. Most pressure vanishes in the pause. Most traps reveal themselves. Then, create pattern distance. When people learn you are not reachable at all hours, they begin to respect the hours you give. In romance, absence is not punishment. It is pacing. If he sends at midnight, you answer in the morning. If he assumes constant access, you answer when your schedule allows. You stay warm, you stay brief, and you keep your calendar sovereign. Desire requires air. Air arrives when you stop suffocating the moment with instant replies. In friendship, absence prevents resentment. The people meant for you will adjust to your rhythm and love you more for it. In work, you regain focus. Your absence from noise becomes the reason your presence moves mountains. If you delay just to look powerful, you will miss real opportunities and smell of insecurity. Do not disappear without foundation. If your work is weak, distance reads as avoidance. Build excellence, then frame it with space. Distance is most powerful when it is unannounced. If you vanish entirely, people assume apathy. Instead, send small deliberate signals, a short yes, a clear number, a date you will reply. Signal keeps trust intact, while absence builds value. When you return, return with substance. Never flood to compensate for time away. Flooding is proof you doubt your worth. Precision is proof you know it. When a message can wait, use, "I will respond tomorrow." When a request is vague, use, "Please send details and I will review Thursday." When a boundary is crossed, use, "I am not available for that," and end there. When attention fishing arrives, ignore it. Absence is the answer. You state a price. They press for a discount. You do not argue line by line. You step back and say, "This is the figure that matches the value. If it works, we proceed Monday. If not, I wish you well." Then you end the call. Your calm exit reframes the entire dynamic. People often return to the door that closes softly but firmly. A woman receives a last-minute invitation from a man who treats her like a backup plan. She declines without apology and spends the evening improving her world. 2 days later, he proposes a real plan at a real time. Why? Because her absence made room for his effort to grow. Over time, people will describe you as grounded, intentional, and hard to rattle. They will schedule in advance. They will prepare before they approach you. This is not accidental. It is trained by your cadence and confirmed by your results. When you leave a room, leave at your peak. When you end a call, end one sentence earlier than comfort suggests. When you close a chapter, close it without publishing a diary about your feelings. The clean exit makes you mythic. The messy exit makes you common. Pull back from the platforms that drain you. Pull back from audiences that want volume, not value. Pull back from people who only notice you when you are shouting. Absence repairs the signal to noise ratio of your life. Close the gap a little. Re-engage with purpose. Then step back again. Rhythm is mastery. Breathe. Drink water. Walk. The person who controls the first 15 minutes controls the outcome. You are not withholding to torment. You are calibrating to elevate. You believe your attention changes rooms, so you deploy it with art. You believe your time compounds like capital, so you do not spend it like loose coins. You believe your presence is a gift, so you pair it with absence that makes the gift shine. When you live this way, the world learns your measure. Messages become shorter and clearer. Invitations become earlier and better. Lovers become braver and more intentional. Even your silence begins to glow. Use absence like a signature. Not loud, not constant, but unmistakable. Then watch how doors open before you arrive, how voices soften when you speak, and how power follows the woman who is rarely seen, always felt, and never in a hurry to explain herself. Set 3 signals that balance your distance: a clear timeline, a promise you keep, and a warm tone. Distance without signal breeds anxiety. Signal without distance breeds entitlement. Together they create trust. Say, "I will reply Thursday." On Thursday, reply with one decisive sentence. Close with grace. Repeat the rhythm until people learn you are steady, selective, and impossible to rush. This is how authority feels inside.